بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى أهله وصحبه وسلم. First of all, I do thank Allah, my close friend Ustaz Muhsin, for having me here in his home. Then I do thank Allah, my close friend, my dear and near friend, Dr. Al-Fadil, for being here. And also let me send my congratulations for all students in Kasala, in Khartoum, for scoring a high mark in Sudan school certificate. My special thanks for our student Ruba Adil, who scored a high mark in Sudan school certificate, and Shaza Shaaddin also. I do thank Allah and my congratulations for them. And Amal also, my student, who scored 93, and Ruba 94, and Shaza 93. I do congratulate them and much power to your elbow. Today, we are going to speak a little bit about literature. You know that the literature in Sudan school certificate is Treasure Island. Treasure Island. This is 20 mark. Treasure Island 24 mark اللي هي 24 درجة. And you know that this story is written by Robert Lewis. Robert Lewis. This is the author or the writer who wrote story. So, if you were asked who is the author or who is the writer of the story, your answer is going to be Robert Lewis. Robert Lewis. He himself was born in 1850 in Edinburgh. In Edinburgh. The writer was born in 1850. The place is Edinburgh. My question, when was the writer born? When was the writer born? That's mean the question for asking about time, because this is a time, indicator of time. When was the writer born? Your answer is going to be in 1850. 1850. The second question about the place. Where was the writer or the author born? Where was the writer or the author born? Here we ask about place. So your answer is going to be in Edinburgh. In Edinburgh. In Edinburgh. Okay? Right. Robert Lewis nationality. I am Sudanese. That's mean my nationality is Sudanese. What is the writer nationality? Your answer is going to be Scottish. Scottish. What was the writer's nationality? The writer's nationality. Here, that's mean I speak about the country that he comes from. You're going to be Scottish. He is a Scottish, not British. In the exam, the question comes like this. That the writer was British. Is it true or false? Your answer definitely is going to be false, because here the writer was Scottish. Robert Lewis passed away in 1894 in a place called Samoa. Samoa, this is a place where he died. The question is going to be, where was the writer died? Where was the writer died? Where? For the place. Your answer is going to be in Samoa. Samoa. This is a place where he died. Then he's going to ask about the time of his death. When was the writer died? Here in 1894. 1894. Okay? So this is the time of his death. Where is it? This is the time of his death. And this is the time of his death. Expect a question like that. How old was he when he died? How old was the writer when he died? Here the question is going to be like that. How old was the writer? How old was the writer when he died? When he died. When he died. What are you going to do? This is the time of his death. And this is the time of his death. You know, this is the time of his death. Okay? Here, you are going to minus this from this. It's going to be like this. 44. 44. So here, when he died, he was 44. one of the most story that's written by him, Treasure Island, and Black Arrow, and Kidnap. So if he asks you, mention one of his story, mention one of his book, your answer is going to be Kidnap, Black Arrow, or Treasure Island. All are correct. This is the story that's written by him. Okay? Then we shift to another point. Robert himself, much of his time, he was so sick. He was so ill. That's why he go to South Pacific Ocean, because the weather was warm and he was ill. The question is going to be like that. Why Robert go to South Pacific Ocean? Why did the question in the exam? Why did Robert? Why جاك في امتحان الشهادة? Why did Robert go to South Pacific Ocean? The reason behind him going there, you go to Pacific Ocean. Why? Your answer is going to be, if you don't know English, you can say short answer. He is ill. He was ill. He was ill. Another answer, the weather was warm. The weather was warm. He likes so. The weather was warm. So if you ask why did Robert go to South Pacific Ocean, your answer, he was ill, correct. The weather was warm, also correct. You get it? This is about Robert Lewis. And you know that the book Treasure Island speak about pirates and treasure. لو سئلت what is the story about pirates and treasure اللي هو بالعربي الغراصنة والكنز. And at that time there are many real pirates. One of them is Henry Morgan. This is a real pirate. So if you were asked mention اذكر واحد من الغراصنة الحقيقيين, تقول هنري مورغان. ماري ريد, and finally Henry Morgan, Mary Reid, and I don't remember, Henry Morgan, Mary Reid, and Blackbeard. These are the real pirate. دي الغراصنة حقيقيين. يلا لو سألك في الامتحان, Henry Morgan is a real pirate. True. Mary Reid is a real pirate. True. Blackbeard is a real pirate. True. بالعربي يا جماعة, الناس those who interest in English, because I love English, that's why I speak in English. Sorry for those who do not understand from me. I'm going to translate it in Arabic. Excuse me for those who love English. قلنا قصة جديدة الكنز يا أولادي, قصة غير حقيقية حصلت في منتصف القرن الثامن عشر عام 1756, وهي قصة ما حقيقية تحكي عن الغراصنة والكنز. كتبها كاتب اسكتلندي يدعى روبرت لويز, ولد عام 1850 في مدينة شنو؟ إدنبرا. توفي عام 1894 في مدينة ساموا عن عمر 44 سنة. من أشهر الكتب الكتبة اللي هي جزيرة الكنز, تعتبر من الكتب المشهورة, وكتناب جريمة الاختطاف, وبلاك أرو السهم الأسود. قلت لك معظم حياته زول ده كان سك, عشان كده مشى منطقة الخليج الباسيفيكي لأنه الجو كان دافي وهو كان شنو؟ عيان. وقلت جزيرة الكنز دي قصة غير حقيقية, وكابتن فلينت ولونج جون سيلفر ذاتهم نوت ريال ستوري. من الغراصنة الحقيقيين هنري مورغان وميري ريد وبلاك بيرد. والغراصنة من البطول بيعملوا شنو؟ hang. They would be hanged. And description for them, أوصافهم cruel. Say after me, cruel and violent. مرة في امتحان الشهادة قال لهم the pirates were cruel and violent, تكتب true. The pirates were not cruel and violent, تكتب شنو؟ false. الغراصنة عنيفين وقاسين. إجابة صحيحة. لو خدتها ما تبقى شنو؟ false. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you my friend أستاذ محسن, and thank you a lot my close friend Dr. Al-Fadil for having me. And we continue our lesson within a couple of months. We are going to continue. Thank you so much for having me.